I'm talking to you today about long-term care insurance, and specifically receiving long-term care at home. So now we're talking home health care, and this is administered by agencies all across the country and professional agencies. And really, home health care is a choice and somewhat of a luxury where you're able to state, I'm not going to a nursing home. I want to stay home and I want to receive my care. And it's going to be expensive to make that choice, but it's really worthwhile. And if you look in the modern times, people are receiving their care at home. And for a long time, people have started their care at home, a lot of times given by family members, sometimes bringing in a home health care agency, but they always finished it up in a nursing home or assisted living. But it's a real possibility and probability now that if you have the proper plan in place, that you can finish your care or a long period of care right in your own home where you're most comfortable. So specifically, what am I talking about here? This is not nursing care. This is not where you're going to receive like physical therapy or respiratory therapy, or people are doing medical things for you in your home, although that can be done in your home. What I'm talking about is just functional care, custodial care. And specifically in the insurance policies, what they talk about is the activities of daily living. Is you have these 6 functions that you probably perform every day, and you don't need another person to help you with any of these things. Generally, you need to meet 2 of these in order for these policies to begin paying benefits, insurance policies that pay for long-term care. And typically the easiest or the entry point are the bathing and the dressing. So as I've worked with people in claims and getting people started on their policies, those are the things that go first, where a person can get by with a lot of these other things, but they need help taking a bath, hygiene, just getting ready for the day, and they need help getting dressed, getting their clothes on, picking out their clothes. And in lieu of this, typically most policies also have a cognitive impairment statement that's going to simply say that if you're cognitively impaired and you need to be supervised or watched or directed, then you don't really need to meet any of this. When you have that diagnosis, they're going to pay. Okay, and the policy's going to pay. Now, this type of care is generally not covered by Medicare. Medicare is going to cover things like I talked about in the beginning, like respiratory therapy, physical therapy, where you've got some pretty serious stuff going on, and it's usually a short visit, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. This type of stuff goes on for several hours. Or you have people, I have clients that have folks come out twice a day. They'll be there for 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and then they'll be there for 2 or 3 hours in the evening, and the person can function and get by for the whole day, spend the night there with the home health care people coming in. So, we want to talk a little bit about incidental benefits, and this is pretty cool, and sometimes it gets people misled, is they think, well, I can buy this insurance, and then I can just call them up and have them start mowing my lawn and cleaning my house and taking me out shopping. No, it doesn't work that way. So in order to get the insurance to pay, or even these home health care agencies to come out, even if you're self-pay, you've got to meet the basic criteria. You need their services for this stuff. And that's why these things are called incidental benefits, is once they're paying for this, they're going to pay for some of these other things just to keep you functional and in your home and living there. And I just want to finish up with just talking is that this home health care business and being able to really finish your life, which could be many, many years, in getting care in your home, that's a choice that if you've got some assets and you've got some income that you want to prepare for, and you want to be able to make that choice, and your family wants to be able to make that choice, as opposed to just having to sell your home and put you in a facility. So I've written a couple of books on these subjects. I'm Hans Scheil, and I thank you very much for listening.